Let's begin. Welcome, Albert. Okay. And Monsieur Albert, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Do you guys have faith to pray? Or have you ever prayed to get some answer? If you have, how many times you tried? Today I'm going to talk about verses, stories about prayer, and the reason why I chose this theme. To start with, I want to talk about the background of main verse and cross references. For my main verse, according to Steph M. Miller, Matthew's story covers more than 30 years, from some time before 4 BC to about AD 30. Jesus' death in about AD 30 means he lived into his mid to late 30s. Location was in Israel. Matthew was a tax collector in Capernaum when Jesus recruited him as a disciple. For my cross references, please turn your handout, the first one, with the Jeremiah, Luke, and Mark. Those are the backgrounds of my cross references, Jeremiah, Luke, and Mark. And this information from Biblica.com. So Jeremiah began professing in Judah halfway through the reign of Josiah and continued throughout the reigns of Jehoahaz, Jehoiakim, and Jehoiachin, and Zedekiah. And Luke was probably a Gentile by birth, well educated in Greek culture, a physician by profession, a companion of Paul at various times from his second missionary journey to his final imprisonment in Rome, and a royal friend who remained with the apostle after others had deserted him. And Mark, he was a close associate of Peter, from whom received the tradition of the things said and done by the Lord. And those are my backgrounds of my verse. And you can turn it back. And so my main verse for my speech today is Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be opened to you. So basically it means that if you keep praying for something, you will get an answer. So for my cross references, I have very similar verse in Luke chapter 11 verse 9, and I tell you, ask and you will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to you. The other two are also talk about the same thing about praying. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 12, then you will call upon me and come and pray to me and I will heal you. Mark chapter 11 verse 24, therefore I tell you, wherever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Let's move on to stories. I have two stories. Excuse me. The one is about the prayer and the other is similar story that fit into my main verse. According to Michael Skellen, this story title is The Down Syndrome Miracle. So he was in the lobby of a hotel in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He saw a boy about 4 years old who was screaming and rolling around on the floor, and many people were around them and just watching. At that moment, Lord spoke to him that this little boy did pray. So he prayed with the little boy, and the boy calmed down immediately. This just made this little boy to be calmed down by praying, which means praying this word. For the story for unbeliever, this story title is Keep Trying Until You Succeed. According to the website kidsfront.com, a group of frogs was playing when two of them fell into a deep pit. When other frogs saw how deep the pit was, they told the two frogs that they were good as dead. The two frogs ignored their comments and tried hard to jump out of the pit, but all in vain. Finally, one of the frogs gave up, but the other continued to jump even harder and made it out. So this story proves that you should never give up trying till the time you succeed. So I'm trying to say that if you are in a difficult situation, so you have to pray for something. If you pray and keep doing it, you will get an answer someday. So I prepared the handout for easy praying. The second one, please turn it out. Turn it to the front page. So it calls the 5-finger prayer. So when you see the handout, it said thumb, those close to your family, and then pointer finger, those that point you in the right direction. Teachers, Dr. Chris, ask for wisdom and support. Well, the third one is called, it said index, but it's actually middle finger. Those that lead us, government, ask for guidance and wisdom. Ring, those that are weak, in trouble, or in pain. We cannot pray too much for them. And the last one, Pinky, our prayers for ourselves and our own needs. And you can just, that's all that I have for hands, you can turn it backside too. So this video aid from Minister to Children.com now to share my story about the praying and why I chose this theme and verse. So my story is like, I had a finger warts for 6 years since I was 13 years old. Well, as you see right now, it's roll clean. So I was trying to cure this a lot of times, but it's really hurt, especially when you get an injection on your finger shape. So it was really hurt, and I prayed for 2 years. And this summer, whenever I got baptized, just gone. Like, I don't know what happened. It just gone. So I just realized that actually Jesus kind of listened my prayer or something like that. So that's why I chose this theme. And to conclude, I was talking about the praying about faith. I was talking about verses, stories, and reason. And let's believe in Jesus.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Albert. And